this new gun laws change in Washington state, which is very close to me. So I get to hear all about it for probably the next forever until it goes back. But I thought I'd bring it up and read about it. So Olympia, Washington's a state capital. It's an article from atg.wa.gov, Washington government. Today, the Washington state legislature passed Attorney General request legislation sponsored by Senator Marco Elias D. Linwood, banning the sale of high capacity magazines in Washington state. The bill passed the legislature after a historic 55-42 vote in the House of Representatives. It heads to the governor's desk to sign into law. And I believe it is July 1st is when this goes into effect. 55-42. How could you do that? That's a really close vote, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about like 55 people on one side of the room, 42 on the right. That's a pretty fair bar fight. I mean, obviously, if the 42 have a few good fighters in there, they might kick their asses. Oh, who said this? Today is the fulfillment of years of hard work from so many, Ferguson said. More than 5 years ago, I stood with the parents of shooting victims, legislators, mayors, police chiefs, and representatives from faith communities to say enough is enough and proposed banning the sale of high capacity magazines in Washington state. Today, our legislature chose public safety over the gun lobby. That's a weird term for constitutional rights to protect and defend yourself against your government, and I am deeply appreciative of their service. This policy will save lives and make our communities safer from gun violence. Dream on, buddy. He says, for too long, we have accepted gun violence as an inevitable part of life, said Leas. My own community was impacted by gun violence in 2016 when 3 young lives were lost due to a mass shooting. Today, the legislature took long overdue action to protect families across Washington from that harm by restricting the sale of high capacity magazines. This is a common sense policy that will save lives, and I am grateful for all of the years of advocacy that led to this passage. That's a weird way of saying we're not fixing the problem and we're trying to turn you into a criminal, because next they'll make it illegal for Washington owners to own high capacity magazines. Looks like all they're restricting is the sale of it to Washington. Not that it's illegal to have it yet, but that's the next step, right? These fuckers. Washington will join 9 states that already restrict high capacity magazines. With Washington's legislation in place, more than 100 million people will live in states that block the sale of magazines with more than 1. So it is 10. Absolutely insane. Why don't they go fix fucking Yakima? That's my question. That's like the first Walmart I've ever been to where you walk in, there's metal detectors and security guards in pulse on all the time. That's the
Well,
place.
if
What?
you have that much protection, why be afraid of guns?
Right. When that's the one where like you hear, like I'll be driving to work in the morning, I'm listening to the radio, and it's like Tri-Cities, but like what, an hour away, like Yakima or whatever. And they're like, come over it. This drive-by shooting happened, a fucking 9-year-old got shot, like this all the time. I mean, all the fucking time up there. And it's not that even big of a place, but it's like filled with activity. But they're like 3 people died in my community 1 year or whatever it was saying. That's not going to stop anything. That's going to stop people, which whatever. 10 rounds is short. Anyway, I think it should be 12 is like a standard mag. You know what I mean? It's just that 2 extra of like, yeah, but I mean, if you're,
Something that just came to mind. Those personal security guards for like politicians and stuff.
oh yeah,
They have to adhere to that too, right? If
no, of course not.
they don't,
Fuck no, rules for
really,
you, not for me, or whatever that saying is. Rules for thee, not for me.
yeah,
Let's look at the
that's messed up.
individual words. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this just prohibits the sale, does not prohibit the possession. Oh, wait. Prohibits the sale, attempted sale, manufacture, and distribution of high capacity magazines. Like Maryland, it does not prohibit the possession of high capacity, instead focusing prospectively on the supply side. So they're just killing that. So you can have it, you just can't buy it there.
Okay, like what's stopping people from going over?
Nothing. You don't even have to go over the border. You can order it
Well,
in Washington and have it sent to like Oregon and get it.
oh,
Or you can ship it to someone because it's not illegal to ship mags through the mail. Like I've bought a mag, and they ship it through the mail. It happens every day. It's legal. So you could ship it to someone, one of your friends in another state that allows it, and then they just ship it to you, to your state.
Do you have to take it apart?
No, no, it's just a
for the mail.
magazine. It's just a piece of
Oh,
metal. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So that just prohibits the sale, attempted sale, manufacture, and distribution. So that's pretty much taking out jobs, is what that's doing. I don't know. Maybe it's technically illegal to ship it, but I don't know. It does. It's not very specific. It says distribution. So that's distribution isn't really shipping. Distribution is the selling of.
Yeah, selling,
Yeah, it's not shipping.
trading.
Because it prohibits the sale and attempted sale. That's just like marijuana. You can't sell it unless you have the company or the, but you can give it, right? Technically, you can't mail it because federally it's illegal, but you can, if it wasn't federally illegal, you could send it to somebody. They couldn't technically pay it from you. You couldn't give them a receipt, but they could they could send you money and you could send them weed and just be like, no, it was given to them, So technically, yeah, you could ship it to them or whatever, but companies now, so like online companies that sell those can't ship to Washington because
Interesting.
yeah, I'm sure person to person could. But see, that's the thing, is they're only regulating that so they don't get in trouble, I guess. But how are you going to get in trouble? Because Washington State doesn't own the United States Post Office. Right. And that's weird because they're following that, but I don't know, maybe I just found a loophole, because even if you're in Washington State and you're online, right? Technically you're there and you can buy it from that state, but online is technically in the air, right? So even whatever state you're in, I mean, you're in that state on a computer, but the internet is all over the world. So that should be a big loophole. So just because you're in a place, but you're on the internet covers the whole world. You buy that, and they should be able to ship it to you because it's being shipped to you via the United States federal government, not via Washington's own. Those are key points. I need to bring those up. I need to ask people about that. It's kind of an interesting topic.
Yeah. As far as I know, magazine capacity is limited to 10 for pistols in Hawaii. But if you want something, so if you have a Glock and you want a high capacity mag, you can't buy it in state, and you cannot order online to have it shipped in.
Right.
The way people were able to get around it is taking apart the mag and shipping it as parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be like, sending it to fucking Australia kind of shit, where they're all elite. But yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, parts or whatever. What's the definition of a working magazine? You know what I mean? Like, how can you? Because you can't kill somebody with a magazine. You can't shoot with a magazine. It's like if we made cars illegal, can we still get wheels? You can't drive with a wheel. Yeah, that shit's really hard to regulate and mandate, and it's just another step in the direction of taking their fucking piss. What it is, I think they get paid more from the dark coats that run everything if they pull shit like this, honestly. But yeah, all they're doing is pissing off their fucking people. all they're doing is consolidating the vote for the other guy. When it comes to vote, that's all they're doing. They're idiots. So unless they got like a real game plan to like steal that shit straight up in front of everyone's face, they're fucked. Why would you do that unless you actually wanted to lose control? This got to be some chess that some 5D chess shit, because I don't know why you would hang yourself like that. And I don't know why you're restricting pistols anyway, which they are using like 90% of all gun violence or whatever. Still, like it's only so many bullets. You're just going to get people buying 10 round magazines. There's not really a difference. And if they practice with it, there's not really a time frame that matters when you're, where you're counting shots and shit. But yeah, the police won't be affected by that, will they? Is that what they're doing? Are they limiting magazines?
That I don't know. I don't know if they're exempt. So that's my question with the state of Washington. If you have those private security detail for like the rich and like politicians, are they also restricted to the 10 round mag limit in the case of purchasing? They can easily get around that by having someone purchase it out of state, or just drive to another state and purchasing it.
Well, they might have a stockpile of that shit already, because it's no selling, distributing, manufacturing.
That could be true. Yeah.
Right. Maybe they just have a guy go get it or something. I don't know. They're all fucking breaking the same rules that they put in anyway when it comes to that. Yeah, that's interesting though. That sucks. That really sucks. Especially because how many pistols like come standard is what that is. They come standard with more than 10, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
So that's restricting them on the guns they can buy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
That could be a good business.
no. Well, they're not restricted. They basically the magazines come with 10-round mags, and then all the subsequent mags that they allow into the state will be 10 rounds.
Well, a lot
Essentially.
of them come with 12.
Yeah, but they
So
have
it'll be like
to.
a special order or some shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure manufacturers will have to get around that just to be able to sell, right?
That's a lot of money though, that they're
I
gonna
know.
like if they have to create that much more just for one, one state or a couple states, they'll work around it. I don't know. That's crazy. But yeah, let's limit it only takes one, you know what I mean? It only takes one bullet, So I don't understand. Like what's the guy gonna do? Run out of ammo? You know, if they're prepared for it. But
That's
and
true.
like 95% of all gun what's it called, gun violence, it happens in what they call gun-free zones. I was just talking to this guy that I've been playing with online. He's a Canadian and he was like, what's a gun-free zone? I'm like shit, like schools or states where like they don't have guns, or places, like churches, it's the city halls,
Yeah.
courtrooms, shit like that. Those are all like gun-free zones where, I was like, it's the poster on the sign of the building, when you walk in that says it's a gun-free zone. 95% of all gun violence like happens there in those communities. And then you think like the gang violence and stuff. Well, a lot of the gang violence is in places where you're not allowed to have a fucking gun. And that's why they do it. It's because those guns are already illegal that they have.
And they're getting it because whoever they're against don't have
Yeah.
guns.
Or they do, but the citizens, on those places and drive-bys and shit, the citizens can't go outside and fucking shoot back. Or, someone driving by or walking their dog is
Yeah.
in a state where they can't conceal carry, or, and they don't turn around and shoot the fucker.
Yeah.
And the police have all that problem. They just know they're getting away with it. I mean, I
Yeah.
tell people the gun argument is so easy. Like it's the number one thing where like on the left, if they try to argue against it, you lose so quickly. Like one guy was like, do you need an AR? And I'm like, an AR is a semi-automatic rifle. It's literally every rifle out there other than a bolt action, or unless you're shoving powder down a barrel. It's the, and they're like assault weapon. And I'm like, assault weapon? What the fuck is an assault weapon? I was like, the AR is just a platform that's like what you would say is military style, but pretty much it's just the Honda Civic of guns. All it's made that way for is so you can put a bunch of attachments on it, it's, or the Jeep of guns, the Jeep or the Honda Civic. There's a million different parts you can put on that fucking thing. That's all it is. I think it's like flashlights, or the different stocks, that fold, just all sorts of shit, lasers, scopes, sights. That's all it is.
I don't know if you insulted anyone because you said Honda Civics of the gun community.
Right. Well, no, it really fucking is. It feels way more like a Honda Civic than a Jeep, because every fucking person and their dog has one. And we're not just talking about like, badass country hunting people or ex-military. We're talking about like fucking inner city fucking cuck boys. Every fucking one in their dog has fucking AR-15. The reason, because it looks cool. That's fucking it. Doesn't do anything different than any other rifle out there. It's just one where like, it's just like the Glocks, like when a gun becomes so universal that everyone has it, then there becomes a market for attachment. And that's what the AR-15 is. Just a rifle that's well known that everyone has. So that gave them enough money to be able to be like, here, we can, we made it. Here's the attachment.
Yeah, like a Honda Civic.
Exactly. Everyone and their fucking dog had one or has one, That's exactly what the fucking gun is. And the guy, like, I don't think he ever replied, but yeah, his question, do you really need an AR-15? And I'm like, It's a regular fucking gun. There's nothing. None of the
Nothing
bullets.
special about it.
None of the fucking bullets you shoot out of an AR is actually that fucking big. I mean, you're not even
I,
supposed to fucking hunt with the fucking thing. A 223. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you're not
it's
even
too
supposed to
big.
hunt. Well, no, it's too fucking small. You're not supposed to
Oh,
hunt. You don't hunt an elk with a AR-15 of any
well,
size. There's
like
no
what I mean
fucking
is like the penetration. It'll just go right through.
yeah.
Like it's a big caliber, and yes, it's a small actual bullet. So
Yeah.
sure, you're gonna hit something. It's not guaranteed it will go down.
Oh, you're gonna
Like an
rip a hole
elk.
through it. But yeah, through
Yeah.
a deer or an elk, like a fucking elk, fuck. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like hunting rifles are way bigger,
Yeah.
for like an
They're
elk. Like,
they're purpose built.
and the reason you don't see people shooting up shit with like bigger rounds is it's so fucking expensive to tell you the truth. It's so fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's true. Like
Also, these motherfuckers don't like kick. I noticed that too. Everyone's like, get a 9mm. And I'm like, I like the bigger bullets. They fucking kick and they kick for a fucking reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a 9's good. 22 is like one of the most deadly fucking weapons on the planet because it doesn't go through you, bounces around inside of you.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna make a hole in someone and you want to make it the biggest hole you fucking can,
Yeah.
you gotta do it. You gotta do it. But like shit like that, like everyone has a 9, therefore the bullets are cheaper because they mass produce them way more. Supply and demand. It's like the 9mm, the Honda Civic of the bullet too.
That's still funny.
It's fucking true.
Yeah, well, so like when I was growing up, the Honda Civic was hated just for the fact that those racers that
They're
just got a
still
Honda
hated
Civic.
for that reason.
Yeah, but but yeah, the point is when you describe it that way, AR-15 is like a Honda Civic. I can see the comparison. I can see the similarities.
hmm
Yeah.
Well, it's cheap. It's cheap to get attachments for. If you get an attachment for a different rifle that's not as popular, that the shit's not made as much for, you're gonna pay twice as much for the attachment, for the
Yeah.
same attachment as you would an AR, just because there's so many of them and so much competition, so many companies making it specifically, for that, which
Yeah.
could make the price go down lower, but there's so much on the market that it just depends, name brands and shit like that. But yeah, having so much on the market and different competition makes the price drop.
Right.
Like the Honda Civic. Seriously. It's super cheap to upgrade a Honda Civic. A couple $1,000, you got one of those fully actual blown racers tuned and turboed, and
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
that guy,
With a fart can.
Yeah. All racing fucking grandma cars on the track. Fucking that's just how I see it. I mean, everyone has it.
Yeah.
I want to get an AR platform fucking 22 because you could fucking shoot that fucker with one hand, no kick, 22, put a drum on it, or a double drum, whatever. Shit ton of fucking ammo. You just sit there and pull the fucking trigger as fast as you can.
And it's
One armed.
cheap. It doesn't cost $1 around.
And it's quiet too. 22s are really
Yeah.
fucking quiet.
I guess some of these anti-gun people, they don't realize how much bullets.
Yeah,
like
no,
a
they don't, for sure.
like a 223. What is it now? Like $5, $1.10 around? Is it?
I couldn't
Or
even
is it
fucking tell
cheaper
you.
than that?
I don't know.
But-
That's a good question.
but-
I do not think a 223 is fucking $1 up.
But I know 5.56 is more than $1. It's closer to $1.50, right?
Mm,
Because
I don't know. Depending on how much you're buying. 50 to 55 cents per round.
or 223.
Or here's 1,000 for 47 cents a round.
So
Or you can fucking buy 20 for $10. So yeah, they're fucking cheaper than my fucking 40 pistol bullets. Those are 50 cents around for plinking ammo, motherfucker.
well, compared to 22, how much is 22? Like 100 round for 22 long LR. Isn't that like $50? Like
Wait, what?
Like $50 for like 200 or 300 rounds?
Yeah, so it says they're, what does this say? Price can range from, you said LR.
Yeah, LR long rifle.
So not the regular 22.
Isn't that the regular?
I don't know.
Okay,
Is it?
22 LR is the slightly longer round.
Is it? So
Yeah. Oh, it's 13 cents per. So for the brand Federal 22 LR 40 grain
yeah, that is the regular.
3,200 round. You're gonna get a whole case for $400.
For how much?
419.
No, how many rounds?
3,200.
Okay. I'm on so Aguila Super Extra 22 LR ammo 2000 rounds of 40 grain for $260.
And for anyone who's listening, these are like the smallest of the smallest bullets, and they're really cheap, and they're so popular to a point where almost every gun enthusiast would have a 22 LR rifle just to have for plinking. And plinking is going to the range and shooting all those small little metal targets, like shape of bunny, squirrels,
Or just
like
a circular one of
yeah,
paper or cans or
or cat,
squirrels,
no, yeah,
ground squirrels, typically shaped like ground squirrels, movable
yeah,
objects.
yeah. So
Those
the
are my
little bunny,
favorite.
the little squirrels. Yeah.
So 500 rounds right here for $70.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
that's what sounds about right. 300 rounds for $50.
right. Yep. And which is funny because when they say that they also call them FMJ like they're scary. Uh instead of plinking rounds, it's plinking rounds. The reason you don't use them, the military uses them, which they say FMJ is the shit that goes through walls and shit, which is true. Body armor or whatever. But the reason people use for home defense, they use the different, what are those called? Hollow points,
Hollow
different
point.
types of hollow points, and it's because once it hits a person, it explodes inside of them and separates, so it doesn't hit the person behind them. So it does has enough power to go right through them. But you don't want to do that if someone's like behind them, or there's kids in your house, or if you're shooting through someone with a or shooting someone with a FMJ or Plinken ammo, which is a regular cheaper ammo, it'll go through them, go through a wall, and hit your kid in a home defense.
Make holes in the walls,
And
go
those
through
are
the
the
neighbor's
cheapest
walls.
fucking one because it looks like a regular ass bullet you'd see in a movie. Yeah. I know those hollow points are so fucking expensive, dude.
Really
For my pistol, too. If Plinken ammo is 50 cents, if not more now, what the
Mm.
fuck do you think those hollow points are? It's like $1 something, man, per fucking bullet. But you don't use them at the range, so you don't need a
No,
shit
so
ton of them.
it's actual.
Yeah. Which if you went like all of a sudden the city was in like or town was in like an uproar and shots are fired, you're not gonna be caring about hitting through walls and shit. Or you shouldn't be anyway. The AR-15 is the fucking Honda Civic of gun. That's what it is. It's such a stage name for like an AR-15. And I'm like, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Like every fucking gun in a real gun owner is fucking gun safe. Like real fucking people with real guns and hunters and everything. Every fucking gun in there has a bigger, more powerful everything than a fucking AR. And
Like
that's why I
I
said I
still
want an AR platform 22 because I don't
I
care about
still haven't
anything.
bought air platform yet.
Yeah, me either. I tried to buy a shotgun, but it was in Washington like a year ago, and
Oh, oh,
it took them way too many days to verify my background check. Because I was from Oregon instead of Washington, that it
yeah,
actually like out timed. It went out of time. So they
right.
were like, you can come back and do it again. I'm like, fuck that. 3 weeks later or a month later, I'm like, yeah, I'm not coming. That's good. That's all right.
I would actually prioritize a shotgun over a AR just for the fact that it's a AR. Like I have nothing against people using ARs or building an AR. I like to build an AR, a nice like I'll do all my research by all of that, like all the little customized parts and stuff, and I'll view it more like taking a Honda. I won't do Honda Civic. I'll do a Acura. I'll take an Acura and souping it up, making it go faster. That's how I view it. Put some rims, put a body kit, repaint it, probably wrap it, um, slap on a turbo, put on better tires, and hey, I can go on a track and
Right. You look cool, but
compete.
you're still
Yeah,
fucking 4-cylinder, what,
thing.
1,500 pounds of fucking popkin, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and then that's what I'm gonna do with the AR. I'm gonna have it like a base black, all other ARs, but then all the controls, the little things, the pins to keep it together, I'll pin it red. Or red's been done, so I'll do maybe green or orange, and
Right.
then Make it like the Shogun.
Mhm.
Like, hey, look at this one, and you can touch this one. Ignore everything else. Ignore the more expensive guns that I have.
Right.
because that's what it is. It's a cheap platform, and you can customize it to a point where it's like, hey, it's check out my lifted F350 that has 37-inch rims and this shiny exhaust that you could see because I lifted it up like 6 inches.
Hmm.
It's there's like lifted 350. If you're not using it for anything other than showing off, it's useless.
For real. I kept telling people for years, I was like, if these, what I'm going to call false flag, red flag, whatever, shootings like at these schools or these places, I was like, if someone wanted to really do damage, you know what I mean? Which if I could figure this out, anyone could figure this out. All you need is 2 5-gallon containers of gasoline. That's all you need. And some matches or a lighter. That's all you need. You wouldn't need to go in there, you know, with these rifles, especially like, or a shotgun. Like if you went in there with some like buckshot and a shotgun or even slugs, dude, I mean the whole school would be taken out. Like
Yeah.
all of them. Or you know, with the whole, like I said, you know, some gasoline. No, I just got that from the Joker from the 2000 whatever Heath Ledger Joker when he's burning all the cash and he is like gas talking about how gas is so cheap, you know, how much destruction he did with just gasoline. I'm like, if people really want to actually kill people, they could do it and it would have nothing to do with guns. You just dump that shit on the fucking floor at the entrance and any entrance and just fucking light it. That's all you do. Walk through the fucking hallway, dumping it out and light it as you walk out. You fucking, it's crazy. Yeah. No, they're like AR-15s. I'm like, you know how big of a pain in the ass that rifle has to be? I mean, they're little. They're a lot smaller than people think. They think they're such big guns. I'm like, they're fucking tiny, you know? They're itty bitty. That's why I want that 22 version of it. You can hold it with one fucking hand, drive with the other when you're fighting zombies, getting out of the, you know.
Yeah.
But a shotgun is the way to fucking go. I can't believe they have never stopped that. I mean, you don't even have to aim that fucking thing. You could
There's so
shoot
much
through multiple
destructive
doors.
power with shotguns.
Yeah,
Like if you have the
incredible.
right round, you can shoot out a doorknob,
Oh fuck,
the whole thing, and then all you
pretty
gotta do
much
is
any
kick
round.
open. Well, no, well if you have a slug loaded
Mhm.
into a shotgun and you're just aiming right at the locked door handle,
Yeah,
you shoot out the mechanism.
yeah.
You have access.
Well, same thing with the others though. Even the bird shot
Well, it
and the
depends
turkey shot.
on the door, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like if it's like the thicker doors, it won't really penetrate.
I don't know, man. Putting that fucker up close will blow a fucking hole right through it. I don't know. We should test this.
I can see that.
Yeah, because I mean that's a lot of bang. Just
True.
the pressure itself would fucking knock that door off. I mean that's they kick doors down or they use those big hammer sledges and knock doors open all the time. A shotgun would fucking do that very easily. I think. I don't know. I've never done it.
Right.
I'm sure it would though, or at least 2 shots. I don't know. Like shotguns don't have high mag capacity typically, but you can get them, which it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like you can get them in fucking 8s, and just have
Yeah.
like a couple. I mean, 16 fucking shots of a shotgun is absolutely fucking incredible.
Yeah.
What
So
could happen?
most common shotgun pump action, just a semi-automatic one. You only come with 6 rounds, or you could only chamber. You can try to do ghost load, but not a lot of people know how to do.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the only correlation I see, but like from criminal shootings, is that it seems none of them have a fucking gun that kicks. Why is that? Are they just pussies? Are they scared? Or you know what I mean? Like, why is that? You know,
Yeah, that's a good question. And
it's fucking weird.
why the AR platform? Like I get it. You can buy it really cheap, but like but the really cheap ones, they just suck, and like they'll jam, they'll have malfunctions. Like if you really want to get people riled up against the gun community kind of thing,
Yeah,
you do AK, like one of the most reliable guns ever made in history.
right.
Russia made it.
That is
They
my
still
question
have
too. They never
they still
jam on
have
these
it in
fuckers.
service. Yeah.
You never hear about it. Oh, it's gun jammed, so we got. I'm like,
The,
that's fucking crazy because they say how many rounds they shoot, and I'm like, your gun's gonna jam. Like, I know fucking
yeah,
way.
the AR platform, regardless of how well you build it, will jam at least. It will.
Right.
It's not perfect.
I mean,
because
once in a
yeah,
shooting like not once forever, like once in a like gun jamming is very common.
yeah, yeah,
Very fucking
like
common. Go to the
like it,
range and shoot a couple hundred rounds, you'll see. you know.
yeah, like the whole thing with remember that Las Vegas shooting, the guy shooting
I
down into
don't even know if we could talk about that, but yes.
well, um, supposedly he had drum mags, right? And he was just spraying, right?
I can't take any of this conversation serious. Yeah,
But
gun bags. He was just fucking spraying from 8
but
different windows at the same time.
no, but it didn't. Supposedly it didn't stop.
Yeah.
So where was the jam?
Right. And those fucking barrels are not those. I mean, fuck, dude. Even banana clips are shitty. I mean, they're good, but in like a yeah, I don't know. You just think that, like when you're doing something bad, it's bad. It seems like bad shit will happen, something will happen, especially like a jam, which is easy fix. You just pull it back and fucking send it half the time. But I'll just be plinking. I'll get something stuck in there, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm gonna put it. But yeah, I don't know. You're right. None of that shit makes sense. Nothing about that specific one makes sense at all.
And yeah.
Hey, it's Astral. If you like this, make sure to like and subscribe for more breakdowns brought to you by the Collective Minds podcast. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, and anywhere else you like to stream from. Check us out.